Do you think it's too late for you to start a business if you're already working a 9-to-5 job? You might think you don't have enough time, or that you have a lot of responsibilities and that you should have started sooner.
Yourself!
But that's not the case, and here's why. When I was in college, I built 36 different products, and all that while I was studying renewable energy engineering at Brown University. Now, not all those products had potential to become a huge business, but I kept going until finally I built Speechify, and that changed my life. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you the lessons I learned so that even if you too have a 9-to-5 job, you can also start your own business. Number one, you wanna have a clear mindset and know your why. Now, for me, there was a very clear why. I wanted to build a business for two reasons. The first one is I wanted to have freedom. I wanted to be able to do whatever I wanted with my life. And the second one is I wanted to be able to personally grow and figure out how to be a really good builder. But I did this in many different areas. You know, with the skateboard break, I learned a lot about mechanical engineering and industrial design. With software products that I built, I learned how to make iPhone apps, how to learn websites, how to do graphic design. The framework that I had was not I needed to succeed at all costs, that it needed to happen now. Eventually, I would be successful, but I really focused on the journey more than the destination. I had a lot of friends who were varsity athletes. These are people who spent 4 hours a day training after classes were over, and then in the weekends, they would go to games or regattas. And so my logic was, hey, if these friends of mine can study biomedical engineering and still row crew every single weekend, there's nothing excluding me from spending every day after I finish my work to work on a side project, and then every single weekend do a hackathon and do a pitch competition, or fly to meet a manufacturer somewhere to try and build the product that I'm trying to create. If you have a 9-to-5 job, it's pretty similar. Really, at the end of the day, this is all a time management problem. And so the trick is, if you pre-schedule your time, you end up being able to not waste it. One of the best things about my life is I have very little time that is wasted. There was a period of my life when I was younger where I was frustrated that I was not being productive enough. And that's probably one of the only times that I suffered from anxiety, because I wanted to be doing more with my life. And so at the end, what I did is I made a Google Sheet and I built it so that I would have 30-minute increments to represent the day. I would go in and I would fill, did I spend this time sleeping, commuting, eating, working on SEO, working on programming the iPhone app, wasting time watching YouTube videos, whatever it might be. And at the end of the week, I do a retrospective to see how much time I spent in every single category. And there was one category that I found I spent a lot more time on than I intended. I was spending about 23 hours a week on a category called helping other people. And so I scoped that period down to being 10 hours a week. I also realized I was spending more time commuting than I wanted to. And so I decided that no commute time would ever occur without me listening to an audiobook. So know your why, have a clear mindset, use your energy wisely, and downscope your products as much as you can. Next concept is don't ask for permission, beg for forgiveness. If you see something that you feel needs to change in the world, just go and fix it. The way I think about this is when I was walking around college, the entire time I was thinking to myself in my head, this sucks, how can I fix it? I would find ways of what I would do if I was in charge to fix that thing. And sometimes it would be building a product. And then I'd either go and build the product, or I'd ask people and survey people and see if I could pre-sell something to people. And so you downscope by, again, either building an MVP or, better yet, validating that people would pay for something. But always just assume that you have the power to make a change. That's the first step for you to actually end up going out there and either talking to people or building something. Too few people assume that they can actually affect a change in the world, when in reality, everybody can. My favorite quote by Steve Jobs is, most people just go through life trying not to bang into the walls too much. What they don't realize is the world around you and me were built with people no smarter than you or I. So at the end of the day, what matters is not how smart you are, it's how much you persevere. Key more than anything else is figuring out how to overcome fear, and specifically fear of rejection. If you want to start your own company or build your own product, by definition, you're bringing something new to the world. It's very easy for other people around you might say, hey, I don't think this is going to work out. And a lot of people actually told me that about Speechify to begin with, people who I really respected. And then, over time, they were like, you know what? I guess you were right about this topic. And so there's a great poem by Theodore Roosevelt called The Man in the Arena, whose face is marred in blood and tears and soot. And so to him is attributed the glory, not to the people on the sidelines who are just watching and talking. And so I view myself as the main character of my life, and you should too. If you're going to be the main character, you have to take risks, you have to be bold, and you have to build things even when other people tell you they don't think they're going to work out. And hey, most likely they will not work out. But if you build the first thing, and the second thing, and the third thing, and the fourth thing, and the 100th thing, eventually one of them will work out. And so the concept that I live by is love no, because for every 99 no's, you're going to get one yes. And that yes is the only thing that matters. And last, this isn't for everybody. If you love to go party every single night of the week, building a side hustle during a 9-to-5 job or in college, it's probably not the right move for you. When I was in college, I did go out to parties almost every single Friday night. I love to dance, and I wouldn't miss a chance to dance. But I don't drink, I don't smoke, so I would never have a hangover. And every Sunday morning, Saturday morning, I would wake up and I would immediately start working. Often I would do it with friends who were also working on other side projects. And so just commit to it ahead of time and decide that this is what you want to dedicate your time to. One book we reviewed on this channel channel not long ago is I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi, where he talks about the concept of decide what you want to spend your money on ahead of time and dedicate your money to that thing. I think it's even more important to use this framework for what you want to spend your time on. Decide what you want to spend your time on and then only spend time on that thing. I'm now 28. I typically go out to a club maybe once or twice a year. And this only happens because it's a good friend's birthday. But typically I'm back home by 10 p.m. It's just not the thing that my life priorities orient around. Similarly, I never just hang out with people and like sit on a park bench and like not do much. I'd rather go on a run or go on a workout or do a work session together. I'm optimizing my life to allow me to most quickly become the person that I most want to be. And with that, we're gonna end the video. If you haven't yet checked out the new audiobooks feature on Speechify, you gotta check it out. Download the iOS app below and click the audiobooks tab. We now have tens of thousands of books in the public domain that you get for free with a Speechify subscription. I highly recommend checking out Speechify.com. The web app is better than it ever has been. You can get the Chrome extension there as well. You can also check out the scanning feature on the iOS app in the link below. Happy listening. See you next week.